Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's bright and early. Daily discipline. Mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through Sunday. Let's jump into our study group for warriors, for my hardcore heads. This is how we get down on Sunday. I just go through my notes. I study every day. It's part of a program that I live, that I coach, and that I mentor. If you want coaching and mentoring, just go to my website. I always put the link below, skyazrael.com. Let's just jump into it. Here's the hardest thing that you'll do in your life. Forgive your enemies. And take it one step further. Don't just forgive them. Love your enemies. That's the hardest thing. I'm not sure if I can do it. It'll probably send me to hell. And I'm serious about that. If you can't forgive your enemies, you will burn in hell with them. You will. And I'm prepared for that. I try to practice this. It's so difficult. It's so easy for me to hold a grudge, to be vindictive, to be revengeful, to say screw them, to have a cold heart. That's so easy. It comes so naturally. It feels powerful. It feels good. What feels disgusting and awful is forgiving my enemies, forgiving those that have trespassed upon me, forgiving those who have hurt me, forgiving those who have done horrible things to me, forgiving people who've committed genocides. Could you actually love your enemies and pray for them? Most people can't. Here's the next one. You got to work on your ego. I mean, there's some people that feel that your ego is a good part of you, but they may just be misunderstanding what power is, because ego can feel powerful. Ego is often driving you towards a freedom that's fed to you by demons who want to lead you far from God's path. Your ego leads you down this road of pleasure seeking. Your ego may lead you down all kinds of paths that lead you away from a holy path. And that's kind of complex. I mean, you really got to think about that. Let's move on to the next one. If you can conquer the problem of suffering, you really got it made. You figured life out. Life is suffering. And God blesses those who undertake and endure suffering for His sake. See, that's the kicker. For His sake. If you're just suffering for your own sake, say for your ego, for your desires, that's not holy. You're not doing that for God. And there's no reward in that. There's no blessing in that. You can use Jesus as a model. That's why I think it's such a good book. I mean, you don't have to believe the New Testament. I don't care what you believe. But it's just a good book. And the main character, Christ, we see the perfect endurance of suffering. It's so hard to do that. Here's some fears that weak men have. Here's the next one. Weak men fear relationships. A lot of weak men, particularly weak men my age, will tell you that marriage is stupid and for idiots, never get married. That's the cry of a weak man. You see all these 40 and 50 and 60-year-old little wounded birds sitting on the trees, chirping away, and that's the sound they make. Don't get married. And they're just scorned and angry over their past failures. They're afraid of failure, and they're trying to warn you of a potential failure that they experienced. But if you're against relationships, you're against family. If you're anti-marriage, you're anti-family. Another fear that weak men, beta males you can call them, have is responsibility. A lot of weak men, they really fear responsibility and they try to avoid it at all costs. They won't even clean their house up. They won't even go to the dentist. They won't fix their car. They won't get a job, or they won't try to get a better job. They won't get educated. The cell phone's sitting right in front of you and they'll watch stupid videos. I've learned to educate myself over the last few years with this cell phone, and you guys have watched me do it. People say, oh, Sky, you're so smart. You could be smart too. Learn some fucking responsibility. And the next one goes with it, discipline. I know so many guys that are out of shape, fat pieces of shit, deteriorating. And it's all about discipline. You want to be healthy? You want to get in good shape? You want mental fitness? You got to be disciplined. You got to be into physical fitness, stoicism, reading, writing, moving forward in your life. You got to be all about this stuff every day. And the vast majority of people aren't. The vast majority of men out there in this world are absolutely weaklings. A lot of men, weak men, are afraid of adventure. And they sit around in their comfort zone and they'll never leave. In their man cave, hiding out. They don't want friends, they don't want family, they don't want anything. They don't want to go anywhere, they don't want to do anything. They don't want to explore. That's the sign of a weak man. And a lot of weak men are afraid of failure. It's their biggest fear. The number one fear is to fail. They'll avoid failure at all costs. Failure is death. Failure is shame and it's embarrassment. And a weak man can't get over it. You can't tell him, bro, I mean, everybody fails, so you tried. It's a good thing that you tried. Now you can learn it as a lesson. Oh no, they'll kill themselves. I've had 10 friends, all failures, kill themselves. I say murder themselves. When the postmodernist says truth has no meaning, don't believe them. They're liars. Don't be one emotional frame after another. Separate yourself from the drama of life while still feeling it. Some people literally go from one emotional experience to another. They're happy, they're sad, they're angry. They just go from one emotion to another all day long. Try to practice a little bit of mind, body, and soul daily discipline, and you'll have a little bit more of an even sail. These waters won't feel so choppy, and you'll be in more control. You'll gain more ground. You'll become more successful. Will the Lord be proud of what you stood for and did when you die? It's a question. Here's a question. How can I honor God today? How can I help someone today? How can I serve the betterment of society today? You could ask yourself those 3 questions every single day when you wake up and see how you change. See how your life changes. What's your guys' belief on this after life? What happens after life, after you're dead? We have one life. This is it. You get one life, one shot at all this, and that's it. And then you go to heaven or you go to hell, and that's the game we're playing. Like a video game, and you have one man. You don't have 3 men. You don't have 3 lives. You got one. You don't pick up extra lives along the way because you get tokens. You just got this one. When it's over, it's over. Or do you believe in the many lives theory, reincarnation? talked with this chick the other day, and she said that she has been reincarnated for 9,000 years. And she's been all kinds of queens and empresses and all kinds of heroes, and never a slave. I didn't hear her talk about, oh, I was a slave for 3,000 years. When you're doing self-destructive things, this is the next one, your friends shouldn't be there to cheer you on. If they do, they're definitely not your friends. No, definitely not. This has taken me a long time to understand, because I've had a lot of friends who, they like to see me get gassed up. Oh, they love it when Sky goes nuts, when Sky gets angry, and it's like this show. Because I'm a big dude, I can stomp around, I can beat people up, and I used to. And I would get real mad, and I start regulating the scene, and people like my brother and other people around me would just be like, oh yeah, here it goes, watch, watch, watch. This is gonna be good. That's not friendship. Those are not people in your support group. Those are definitely not friends. So I've mentioned this before, and I've been thinking about this even more and more, trying to point the finger at who ruined Western civilization. When did it all start? And maybe you can go back to the philosophers of the early 1900s, but I blame the baby boomers, man. My parents' generation, and I'm sorry if you're one of them. You guys ruined the world. It was your generation that came up with this anti-Christian, anti-religion nonsense. My grandparents' generation all went to church. You can track the statistics. On Sunday, everybody, Saturday, Friday, didn't matter what weekend day it was, a group of people were going to be in a building. The Muslims, Jews, and Christians, and everybody had some sort of faith. Everyone was doing that kind of thing. And then the baby boomers got old enough with their hippie crap, and they literally attacked all religion from all angles, and have been ever since. Specifically Christianity. They're anti-marriage. The baby boomers have been divorced more than any other generation. They love divorce. You get an argument, just get divorced. They'll promote divorce. They'll suggest it. Have 10 marriages if they can. Have another one, another one, another one. They're anti-nationalist. They don't like you to wave a flag. They don't want you to be proud of your country. They don't want you to love your country. That's disgusting to them. The idea of nationalism or patriotism is scandalous and gross and demonic in their eyes. They're anti-human life. They seem to be a death cult. All of society has crumbled around them. Go look at the ghetto. Before the baby boomers got old enough, the ghetto was a safe place to be. It wasn't the hood. It was a working class area. 13th and Upshur, where my grandparents grew up, that was a nice working class area. This is in Washington, D.C. By the time my mom's generation got to be teenagers, those out-of-control baby boomers literally destroyed that community, destroyed it, literally, turned it into a third world country, like literally a war zone. It was never like that before them. It was the baby boomers who did that. They were the drug addicts. They were the hookers. They were the murderers. They were the violent ones, stabbing and shooting. It was never like that. They were the ones throwing garbage in the streets. It was never like that. Under my grandparents, that neighborhood, you could sleep on your front porch. Under my parents, they slit your throat. I could go on, but I really do think that the baby boomers have ruined everything. Let's try to end on a good one. Always be relaxed and ready. Not tensed up. Have calm breathing, belly breaths. In deep through the nose. Release slowly through your mouth. That's proper breathing. That'll calm you down, especially when things are going crazy. Have a good Sunday.